Okay, now it's recorded. Hello all, it's our TED Talk. Today's topic is fear. We will share our fears with each other and how to fight with them. Topic suggested by Black Matter. I'm not a leader today, I'm just to help her here. So let's start from something, from the video as always. Who liked the video? Who can retold it, rephrase it? No one.
I think Lee starts.
I'll tell you the actual truth is the whole video was her telling the story of some men, their ship sinking, and they had to decide to go to place A or place B or place C. They made the wrong decision. They died. And that's all I understood from her talk.
Well, I saw another point. She claims that somehow your fears connected to your imagination. Am I right?
Actually, that's the point that I agree with. That's the only point I agree with, actually, because she said, I was really, I was thinking about one thing she said, that they actually invented that fear. The crew invented the fear of cannibals. And if they were more scientifically directed or whatever, they could have avoided this unfortunate end. But my question is, how could they? They didn't know for sure. They had some, she said, okay, they had some rumors. They were not scientifically based rumors. Okay, we know it now, but those poor guys didn't know anything. They had those rumors. They knew it for a fact. And it is good to be an onlooker and know for sure that there were no cannibals. But okay, being in those little boats, whale boats, and knowing that there are cannibals on those islands, I think that I would probably choose not to go there either. So, well, that was interesting.
Black Matter, was it you?
No.
Oh, okay, I hear something. Okay, so for everyone, if you want to say something, just write in the chat, and we will give a voice to you. Gerard, please.
Yes, I think it's easy to talk. I think it's in the hindsight. So knowing what will happen is easy to say. Now we know that was stupid to be afraid of cannibals, but I agree with Diana. They didn't know that. So I don't know why the speaker gives to that as much importance, I think. And I think it's only one point of view of fear, because fear is, I think it's a positive thing, because we are taught to be afraid of things when we are children. It's a way to protect us of doing stupid things that put us in danger.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if it's so. I understood this way, that if you have a good imagination when you're a child, you don't know exactly what you should to fear, but you can just invade it, just made up it. What happened if I jump from the house? Probably something not very well. and it protects you. Just your imagination can protect you from stupid things. That's the relation between imagination and I don't know what, and safety and fears. So what if what if I will be at the dock? Something wrong, maybe. Like that. But how it's related to these poor people from the ship, I don't understand. So no idea. Leila, you live close to sea. Teach us where to swim in case of ship is sinking.
Oh, Hawaii, definitely.
Hawaii, okay.
I
So
don't
from
mind.
my-
I don't mind.
Yes,
the
Black Sea
storm.
to Hawaii. Oh my goodness, it's a long
Yeah,
way.
I have always wanted to, just see the island.
Mm.
I just want to listen to music there. Why not? You know that I was going to say this, Diane.
Yeah.
So no fears about Hawaii, right?
I mean, okay, let me tell you one thing. If you think of the word fear every time, you can't do anything in life. For example, I was so afraid of being on my own at night, but when the time came, I had to make a decision about my son's future. I said, okay, go to Rome. I will manage. 2 days I couldn't sleep. The third day I managed to sleep. And now I can stay on my own. So fear is something we should overcome. That's what I believe. Hawaii, if I want to go there, fear doesn't help me. I want to go there. That's it.
Okay, I have a question, Leila, for you. So, if the fear is something what we should overcome, let's go to my example. Let's step back to my example about a little boy and house and jumping. Should he overcome this fear or not?
Okay, I will tell you one thing. I was like you when I was a little girl. I thought of jumping through the window, but not like a very high, just building, very tall building. I jumped through because I wanted to play in the garden. I jumped, Ivan. My imagination helped me to jump, and I opened my eyes at hospital. So I will never try that again.
But is there any good continuation? You meet someone in hospital or something?
No. It is bad. It is bad. But after that, I have decided to think about or to imagine better things. Lee, thank you.
It taught you something. Don't do that again.
There is a lesson in everything. Mhm.
No, I was jealous of my brother. I just want to improve something.
Mm.
Prove something that I'm stronger,
And you did, right? And you did.
Of
Now,
course. Of course.
okay. I don't know what to say. I don't know, maybe. But, sometimes we have to do strange things. Yes, sometimes we have to overcome the fear. But I don't think that we should do it each day. Maybe we have a...
Just on the weekends, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We should have... No, I think different. We should have weekends for lazy life and comfort zone and something like that.
Yeah.
But in the other's point of view, as a woman from video told us that I forgot how she said it, but I still think about this relation between imagination and fear, how it helped to us. It's a new thing for me. I never think about this from that point of view. So it's the same, imagination and fears. And I think what about the artists? The creative people, people. Are they the most creative compared to engineers or not? What do you think?
I think it is easier to get scared more because you are thinking of a lot of different things that can happen to you. So if your imagination is vivid, if it is, so you can think of so many. Okay, does it never happen to you? When you think of the things that could have happened or will happen in future if the circumstances will be like this. I'm doing that all the time. You know, I'm thinking, especially if it is connected with my child, you know, she can go there and she can meet someone and she can fall down somewhere, you know, you are overprotecting her, and that's why you are inventing all those crazy stuff in your head. You're trying not to do that, but that's just how your mind works. So I think that, you know, if you have this type of imagination, you know, it is easier to find a lot of scary things, even though they're not there, you know.
Well, I know. I think that compare fears about children, it's cheating, because you know everyone.
Okay.
Everyone's scared about this. I scared all the time when my boy playing.
Yeah.
I think how they don't kill themselves.
Yeah.
They do everything to kill someone or themselves or like that. But
and somehow they avoid doing it. Okay, you teach them well. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but if what will happen if you start to protect them from that? I think nothing good. So
yeah, okay.
Have to I don't know. So we have some questions today, and the first one is from Black Matter. Black Matter, would you like to read your own question? BM?
Does fear help you or help us to be ready for any unpleasant event? I mean, like when we expect something bad to happen and we already feel afraid of it.
Anyone?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
would say this kind of fear is more anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in a job briefing, we'll say, what's the worst thing that can happen? So if you can think about, well, this could happen, and if there's a way to prevent that, then thinking about that fear of the worst thing that can happen may actually help you avoid that. So it does help you to be ready, I think, in some cases.
What is that fear?
It could be. It depends on the consequence. If the consequence is somebody could get killed, you know, or your tweet could go all over the world, and you know, you can get death threats.
Diana, you just broke our tradition. Our tradition here is let me explain you. Our tradition is there. We discuss something for an hour, for an hour, and after we go to the definition, what we speak about.
Sorry. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that ancient tradition of yours.
Yes, and now you ask it, what is the fear? What is the anticipation? You know,
yeah, just 15 minutes on, and I'm already on definition. Wow.
So we have to reschedule this class for.
Absolutely.
But speak seriously.
Yeah.
Any other answers to BM?
Yes, I think sometimes being afraid of all the possible bad things that can happen with to us, it's being negative. So it's likely that bad things happen. You know, if we are positive, it's more likely that good things happen to us. But if we are always negative, it's more likely that you know, things turn bad.
Leila?
He talked like my yoga teacher, Ivan. I was listening to Gerard. He always says, don't think negatively, don't think negatively. Of course, I am doing my best not to think negatively, but as I'm a normal human person, you know, I'm just a human being. So I can do some just stupid things, like Teacher Lee said. Lee, I haven't done any stupid things in my life. Okay. So, Gerard, I'm doing my best, but sometimes I just think negatively.
Well, I heard the proverb. I don't know, is it Russian proverb for translated? I'm trying to translate it badly as always, but it's like that. Better to have a better to have a strong heart and don't and always suffer from consequences than have a weak heart and always be in the fear, always have fear like that. I don't know how to
There
translate
is
it better.
something like that in English. Maybe Teacher Lee will remember. I don't know.
Not exactly.
We have got something like that. In
We have one, discretion is the better part.
Teacher Lee, when you type something, you mute.
Sorry. I'm trying to capture it in writing for the record. And we have better safe than sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
that's
you know,
not,
the speaker-
not quite, yeah.
The speaker comforted us. She said that human beings, you know, and this is a scientifically proved fact, she said, that human beings are high-wired as optimists. So we should, it's a comfort for me, you know. We're optimists by nature. So, well, the yoga teacher knows what he's talking about. So we're
Yes, but-
positive. Mhm.
Yes, but we had a class yesterday, and the point of that class was be optimist. So stop negative talking. Why? It's not. It's our nature. Be optimist. Why?
Right. Yeah.
Second question.
Not that question.
Did we answer the first one? Wow. Okay.
About first one, a few words. I don't think that fear help us to be ready to unpleasant events, because in most cases when we can be ready, when we anticipate something, it's not so unpleasant. So real unpleasant things comes without your anticipation. You
Right.
don't fear them. You don't fear them. It just happen. It just happen suddenly. So you fear what if this happen or that happen, but the third thing happened and you will you will see it. It may be worse than you expected.
Yeah, it's bad luck. Yeah. You just have all those bad scenarios and nothing happens. And then something unexpected happens to you. My goodness, bad luck. Yeah.
Yes, maybe that is the point why we should not take attention too much to fear,
Right.
because you know we can predict all the possibilities. Something else can happen, and you just waste all your time for nothing. Sitting here and scared by something. Anything else about this first questions? Someone? DM, maybe you have an answer to your own question. No?
You're muted, Black Mata. There we go.
Yes. I forgot. I only want to ask about if any one of you can remember your first fear, the first time you felt afraid.
It's easy, I think. I always was, when I was a child, my fear was to fall down. I was scared by, how so?
To fall down.
To fall down, yes. From the alt, I don't know how to explain.
While walking or what?
I always, it was my dream all the time. When I sleep, I was falling down to something.
Yeah.
Maybe from the bed.
I think when I was young, I was close to monkey. That's why from the tree.
Okay.
And you, Black Mata, what is your first fear?
Well, maybe it was about to be killed or shot by an Israeli soldier. That was my childhood was full of, clashes and some kind of war.
Yeah.
So that's it, yeah. Don't worry, I'm still alive.
We know. Yes, we can see you moving.
Who else can remember the first fear? Something.
I remember when I was a child, I was afraid that one of our neighbors will burn our house down. That was so real. I was so scared, and I could not fall asleep because I was afraid that something will happen and I won't be able to get out of this burning house. And well, that was really scary.
Layla.
I mean, when I was a child, I was afraid of a lot of things, but not very important, you know. But at this age, I have met my first fear. When my dad passed away, I just understood what fear meant. I didn't want to talk about it more, but believe me, it is difficult. Okay, I'm okay. You can talk.
Gerard?
I'm a strong woman, Ivan. Come on.
You know, when we are children, we are told fairy tales and stories that scare us. So I was afraid because those stories, afraid of the supernatural things.
Well, it's a good segue to next questions from
Right.
from Black Mata. Black Mata, can you read the second question, please? And you're muted.
I know, yes. Second question, what was it?
Yes, your question from our chat.
Yeah, the question is, do kids feel afraid by nature, or we make them understand fear and experience it?
Yes, it's a good question, especially after fairy tales. Layla, please.
We make them. Believe me, we make them, because when I was with my son at home, I used to be afraid of insects, especially cockroaches, a lot. I used to jump on the bed when I saw one. Suddenly I realized that I was not a good example for my son. So from that moment, I started closing my eyes and killing the cockroaches. So I believe that we make them.
And now you are a good example, right?
Oh, a lot of things like that. Believe me. For example, I just turn off all the lights at night when he was a child.
Okay. Gerard, please.
Yes, I think we teach our children to have fear of things. Like, for instance, I think the most important is we teach them not to talk with strangers and not accept candies or sweets from strangers, because it can be something, drugs or something. I guess every one of us have been told those stories from our parents.
Black Mata, please. Yes, Black Mata, please.
Yeah. I want to say that at first, I used to think the same, that we teach our kids how to be afraid or to experience fear. But then I saw some kids, or let's see, my niece. She was 1 year old, and when she heard the sound of a huge bomb or the air raid, she felt afraid and she escaped to her mom. So no one told her that this was something dangerous. So she did this by nature. So I changed my mind. I don't know.
Well, but there is the loud noise, and well, the kids, they just do not. Okay, they can experience, they can understand the feelings of other people. They can see the signs. So there is no need to explain to them that this can be dangerous or something. I think that she could understood from her mother's reaction, from your reaction, that this is dangerous, and in that way she could learn that this is not, that this is the scariest thing, probably, that something will happen. So kids, they pick up signs easily. The reaction of their mother, first of all.
But Diana, what do you think about the original question? Is it nature of or not?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Just look at Layla, jumping out of the window, getting into the hospital. That taught her a lesson, So the child, a small child, rolling out of the bed and getting hurt. So the next time the child probably will think it can be dangerous, I better stay there. So I mean, a little bit of both. Of course, as Gerard said, fairy tales work wonders. Kids are afraid of wolves, and they're afraid of all those scary stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. So I don't know why. Why do parents do that, actually? Yeah. Why do they teach them to be afraid of many things? Well,
for safety, obviously.
For safety, right. But some of the things which are, which are supposed to be not so scary, but in fairy tales they can be scary. I don't know. It is a difficult question. Safety.
I just want to keep it to the point, but I just want to say something. I was jealous of my brother, one. Two, parents were really strict, and they used to say, don't do this, don't do that. I was reading Lee's sentence, by parental guidance. I think it is a kind of proving myself, jumping through the window, but I didn't do it again.
Yeah, so you learned the lesson.
Teacher Lee, would you like to add something or go forward?
Well, I think in general, kids are very innocent, and when they're small, they don't really fear anything because they don't know any better. They don't know that snakes can be poisonous. They don't know that dogs can be mean and can bite. Parents tend to tell kids what to do and what not to do, and I think that creates most of our fears. But sometimes they'll say, this stove is hot, don't touch it. And the kid won't understand that until he touches it and he goes, yow, and you learn. So I think they learn to obey us later when we give them a warning, but sometimes they have to find out for themselves.
Yeah, that's what my dad do, Well, he did that with the stove, exactly what you say, because I could not understand that when I was very little, and she told me that already. So, but, I touched the stove. It was not too hot because they made it not too hot, to make sure I'm not getting hot and not getting burnt. So, and I learned that was the first time and the last time. I didn't touch it. So later, right.
Well, what about the questions? I don't know exactly, but I think it's a both. Yes, it's a nature. It's how we deliver our fears to our children. It's because sometimes I see the fears in my boys which I don't have. Where is they got them? I don't understand. And
you have a wife, Ivan. Maybe your wife is doing some.
She not allowed to make a part in upbringing,
Okay.
and also I know that it's easy to deliver you fear, not by words. It's one gesture enough to show you fear, and children will fear too. So it's you should be very confident. You should be very brave if you don't want to scare a child. when we have to to use a raw bridge, for instance, I cannot blink my eyes. Let's go. It's safe. because because he will understand if I do it not very confident without any words. So so it's a hard job, and that's why many people can share their fears with children without knowing. I did not say anything, but but he or she now afraid of dogs. Why? Because because you hug the children when you see the dog or something like this.
Yeah.
Like that. So, BM, do you have a own answer? Oh, we asked you already. I forgot.
Yeah, we asked probably.
Yeah, I forgot the question again.
It's normal. Believe me, nobody
Yeah, I already said.
remember.
Yeah.
We don't answer to question. We just talking. So
Yeah.
it's not a problem. Okay, we have a lot of questions, by the way. For
Mhm.
instance, let me read something else. The one from Gerard. Is it fair something necessary? The short one.
Is fear necessary? Necessary?
Let me read it again.
Yes, it is. I think it is.
Okay.
As we said, our children need to learn to be afraid of some things. Otherwise, they would die doing a stupid thing. Yeah, like jumping from a window.
Thank you, Charles.
Okay, what is the title of that fire tale which teach us don't jump through the window? I'm serious because I think that there is no such fairy tale.
There are cautionary tales, but this is, like not traditional tales, but the stories written by some German guy. I don't remember the name, but cautionary tales. I think that we've been reading them on English Cafe a long time ago. So we've been discussing that. Do you remember that, Teacher Lee? Those cautionary tales by someone, I don't remember the author. So, and he was rather, very cruel stories told by German author. And kids, they were very scared. I can imagine how scared they were reading those stories, but probably they would never jump out of the window after that.
Thank you, Daya. Thank you. I wish I hadn't said anything about it.
Yeah, and broken bones, believe me, Layla, broken bones were just the,
No, I had.
not the portion at all, the broken neck or something like that would be.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right. Fear of heights. Instinctive fear. So the instinct is something natural, yes, which comes from within. So, and we're talking about fears that parents, like seed in their children. So, but what is instinctive fear versus the, the given fear or implanted fear, whatever?
There are another kind of fear that's called phobia.
Oh.
That happens when we have or someone has a traumatic experience. A colleague of mine was doing scuba diving at 40 meters and he had a problem with the pressure, and then he survived, but then after some time he had anxiety and
like panic attacks?
Yes, and agoraphobia. Okay, so that was the consequence of this traumatic experience. I think that's a kind of fear different.
Yes, but Teacher Lee made a perfect example about snakes. I will cry like a girl when I see the snake, but I was never bitten by a snake, and I don't watch any bad stories with snakes inside. Why I fear them so much?
Yeah, it's the same why I fear mice, Mice are just not like a huge and bad animal. And actually I can take the grass snake, I can hold it in my hands, and that's okay. So yeah, all those toads and frogs and all those, I'm not afraid of that. But mice, rats, I don't like those rodent stuff, and even hamsters, I do not fancy them. And as for, I told you the example of my daughter. Gerard knows my daughter's phobia. So, and she's afraid of birds, pigeons in particular, and I cannot do anything with it. I'm trying to be scientific and explain everything to her, that this is not, like a cruel animal. It's not an eagle which can, you know, do something wrong to you. But she says that they will eat me up. They will catch me. They will do something, you know, they are cannibals. They will do, that's her imagination. And I cannot do anything. And they are everywhere. And it is very strong feeling. She can actually jump on the road if there is pigeon on the pavement, you know. And that's what is, you know, I'm trying to explain to her that car is dangerous because car can kill you and pigeon cannot do anything to you, but this does not help. So what can I do? I don't know. And actually I was consulting psychologists. Nobody can tell me what to do. She should overcome her fear. How? I don't know, guys.
Buy a bird to your home.
Probably that's the best solution. Like actually, but you know, when it is in a cage, she does not mind it. She loved pigeons in the circus, and actually she was talking about pigeons more than other animals when she saw them in the circus, because that's a different experience. She saw parrots, parakeet, you know, in the cage, and that's okay with but pigeons, when they are moving, when they are, you know, approaching, that's just panic. She's panicking.
Well, I think I can't I can't say something about this because I'm not expert. It was a joke.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
That's what I was thinking of. You know, I was thinking about buying a bird, but I'm afraid that
my boys have a lot of fears, and usually, yes, we trying to overcome. She afraid of something. Okay, let's do it with me. Let's do it alone. Let's do it again and again, and somehow it will help at some point. But is it the common recipe? Should we do that? I don't know. It's just no idea. So let's go to another question or some comments else.
Okay.
Let's read one from Leila. Imagination and fear are the most powerful combination. Do you agree, and why?
Do you want me to talk, sir?
Yes. I'm always happy to listen to you.
No, the thing is that I thought about it a lot after I had written. But to tell you the truth, when I imagine bad things like Gerard said, I just feel more and more, you know, afraid of the things that are going to happen. But what I'm thinking is that when I say, okay, be calm, don't be afraid, nothing is going to happen, then I feel relaxed. So imagination helps me to feel relaxed if I think of the things in a positive way. I don't know, maybe you're going to laugh at me, but yoga meditation helped me a lot because I had a panic attack after something, and I decided to overcome this feeling. 3 nights I just tried, okay, take deep breaths, you're gonna overcome this, and without medicine I managed it. So it is the brain, it is the imagination. I managed. It's not like jumping through the window, my friends.
You said that. Nobody was telling you this now.
Diane, I am rebellious.
Right.
But I can say that one can overcome her or his fears by just using her brain. But of course, we are, you know, ordinary people. Sometimes I manage, but this time I managed. Thank you.
Oh, you know, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Gerard, please go on.
I think some people having imagination doesn't mean create stories all the time in our mind, negative stories that can scare us or be afraid of the many bad possibilities we can have in our lives. So as I always say, I like being focused on what I'm doing right now and don't allow my mind wandering all the time in creating stories because what we create, our mind is creating stories about, especially with bad things can happen. So what's the point of that? I've done that, then things are different of what I expected.
I see. Diana?
Leila wants to
start.
talk.
Diane, I just want to ask Gerard one question. Do you think, Gerard, I did the right thing?
Doing meditation?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. That's good. That's always good.
It was a hard question for Gerard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too easy question for me.
Well, I think imagination can work for both sides. You can be over optimistic. What if I jump from the window? Okay, I will fly. It's so perfect. It's clouds, sun, birds. It's good thing. And it can be different. So I think it's imagination and fear. It's related somehow, but I don't know in which side, in what way. So let's go to the next questions. Some last comments. BM, we don't listen to you about this question. What do you think? Black Manta? No answer. Okay. Looks like problem with electricity or something. Okay, let me read some question from our from Leila again. What is your biggest fear in life?
Leila is absent.
Sorry.
Leila is absent.
Okay. I just read your question, not asking you. So what is your biggest fear in life? Are you afraid that it might come true? I don't know what is my biggest fear. I'm fear of. I have fear of everything. So I don't know what is the big one. Black Mata? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm sorry because I think my connection is bad. I was talking to myself.
It's always nice to talk with a clever person, right?
Yeah. So what was the question again, please?
This one or previous one? What do you like?
The biggest fear.
Yeah, your biggest fear in life.
The biggest fear. I'm not afraid. I don't know.
Oh, good of you.
I don't have a big fear. Maybe it's like when I think about losing someone of my family. Maybe it's death or what we call long distance. I don't know the exact word. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I think that everyone will agree with that.
Yeah.
It's a common one.
So you want another one which is not common?
Yeah, something special.
Okay.
Which
To
we
lose a piece of chocolate.
I think that Pichuli will share mine. Running out of coffee. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I was about to say something about coffee, but
yeah.
I'm watching
After
my
losing
cup
someone
now.
from the family. Yeah.
Teacherly, please share.
I was just going to say, I think the biggest fear for probably most men, as far as fathers, is the fear of failure. You want to take care of your family, you want to take care of your kids, you want to take care of your wife, and if you lose your job and you can't financially support your family, I think that's one of the big fears that many men have, is the fear that they can't provide for their family.
Yeah.
Gerard?
Looking at the future, I have fear for the global warming and the overpopulation. I don't know whether mankind will be able to overcome that. And another thing, people are getting older. You know, that thing that I'm worrying about, those things.
I think that political news teach us to think in short terms.
That's right. That's right. Don't let your brain go wild, you know, just be here now, meditating.
Yes,
Type of
please
mind.
teach Gerard some tricks about meditation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, we don't have too much time, and you know, I found that that vocabulary from this video it's good enough. Teacher Lee has always prepared a nice list, and I found that I don't know many of these words. In fact, I know only one. So all others are new for me, so it's very good. You can find the full list in our discussion thread, and I think you all forget about our exercises. We have to write sentences with these words afterwards. Yes, let's do that mandatory from this session.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That's my biggest fear now. Okay, mandatory task.
Yes, because in different ways we never remember these words.
Sure. Yeah.
And we also have a how it's named quiz to check.
Yes,
ourselves.
I did. I checked my understanding. Yes, 100% understood. Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
It was a good one. Yes, I love that.
Okay,
And
Diana,
previous one I did.
you just got it right, and don't do that exercise.
Okay, thank you.
Because you're the first one with 100% of quiz. So you did it already.
Yep.
Teacher Lee, would you like to summarize something about this discussion, if it's possible? I don't. Possible.
Well, I would like to thank Diana for overcoming her fear of vocabulary quizzes.
Yeah, thanks.
I think we've covered a lot of good points about fear. The object of the lecture, I think, is that fear can be good and bad. You have to control it so it doesn't become excessive and control your life. But as we said earlier, some fear is good because you have to avoid things that can cause you damage or harm. But you want to not be too afraid, otherwise you'll paralyze yourself and you can't do anything in life. So you have to understand fear and try to be rational about, are you imagining fear or is it a real fear? I think that's the bottom line.
Yeah. So what about vocabulary? What is your favorite one? Something what would you like to explain to us?
I wanted to make a question to Teacher Lee. Do you keep track of people who does your quiz?
Yeah, the list. Teacher Lee list.
I would like to, but I do not right now. I can pay a little extra for a teacher account, and I think it will let me keep track, but I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is one word that I didn't know, it is 14.
Which one, pardon?
I'm just going to copy paste because I don't know how to pronounce
clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance is a psychic ability either to see the future or to talk to dead people. It has various abilities, but it means you can see beyond. You can see into the future, or you can see past death and talk to your ancestors.
Thank you.
So psychics, palm readers, tarot cards, Those are all kinds of clairvoyant abilities.
Oh no, thanks.
Sometimes,
Okay.
like speak of the devil, sometimes you'll talk about somebody and they'll appear. And someone may say, oh, I must be clairvoyant. I mentioned your name and here you are.
Lee, sometimes we talk to the devil here. He's not dead. So, is there another word for it?
I've learned those phrases, this time. Swayed by someone. I've met that, but I found the phrase under the sway of someone. Under the sway of someone. So this is
Sway.
that was
Okay.
the new for me. So to be that means they have the great influence over you. So
They make you
you are
lean
under the
one
sway.
way
Yeah.
or lean the other way.
Right. So okay. It's an interesting one. But you're right, Ivan. There were a lot of interesting words. So the vocabulary was not easy. Actually, it was not easy following the speaker, just by listening. It was not so simple. The language is not so simple. So that it took me a while.
The problem was not only language. I found myself checking my email twice or 3 times.
Yeah, kind of. Right.
Maybe it's because of vocabulary, when I don't understand anything, what's the point to listen?
Sure, it is difficult to keep focused when you don't understand many parts of it. Sure.
Number 6 is often used as an excuse. Why did you do that? Well, I did this, and then I thought it would be a good idea to do that, and one thing led to another, and this happened.
Right.
It just happened. Yeah.
Okay, so let's close this one. So we still collecting your suggestions from the next classes, and this class is all about Black Matter suggestion. We can read this in the chat. Black Matter, thank you very much for this. We highly appreciate the initiative. So
yes,
please
for
share
sure.
more.
Thank you, Black Matter.
Yes, please share more topics, share more questions, and everything. Would you like to speak? Honestly, I think we should not have a TED talk to each our class. If you have another sources, another good, I don't know what, speakers or short video or some source, it must not be the TED talk. So
it can be in any short video that's inspirational or educational.
Yeah.
Might be interesting to talk about. In fact, I know one that has to do with teamwork. Maybe I'll try to find it next time.
yes. So I just mention it because we don't have these borders. Actually, we don't have to be limited to the TED talks. It's no point for this.
Okay.
Black Matter, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I want to ask, what is the opposite of fear?
Braveness.
Bravery, I would say. Bravery.
Bravery.
Bravery. So you can talk about bravery next time. Just to be positive.
Yeah.
We have bravery has good points and bad points.
Yeah.
We have a saying. We have a saying about fighter pilots in World War II. There are old pilots and there are bold pilots, but there are no old, bold pilots.
Good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
bold and bold. And O.
And it's not safe to speak, about bravery with Layla because we don't know where it is.
Leave me, please. You're kidding me.
Okay, so BM, we can speak about bravery, but please give us some common source to start our class or something like that. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
It's my best hour of the week, as always. So,
Bye-bye.
Bye, you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.